Hello everybody, kia ora and welcome to this video about the astrology of the week beginning Saturday the 22nd of February until Sunday the 2nd of March. We're into the third calendar month of the year and we're coming into the third lunar month of the year because we have a new moon in Pisces with this week, Mars turning direct and Venus turning retrograde, and lots of other big things happening. This is not a quiet week. So my name is Fiona of Sun and Moon Calendar, and I make calendars for Australia and New Zealand that you can order from sunandmooncalendar.com or sunandmooncalendar.nz. There's a New Zealand edition and an Australian edition with loads of information about the aspects and transits that affect us, like the weather. This is the energy that's playing out in the ether, affecting us with our micro decisions in life and just the energy that we're encountering as we go about our days. So if you'd like to order a calendar to help you with knowing what's going on with the energy when you look ahead, then please go to Sun and Moon Calendar. But anyway, so this week, let's talk about it. I'm going to start with the lunar month and look at where we're up to in the lunar month. Then we're going to look at day by day what aspects and transits are happening that are important. Like I said, quite a bit this week. And then look at the main events going on and explore them a little bit. And I'm going to finish off with an analysis of the new moon chart with that new moon in Pisces. Okay. So looking at the moon phase that we're in, as I'm recording this, we're coming to the end of the lunar month of Aquarius, and we're in the last few days. We've just gone through the last quarter moon, which looks like a half moon in the sky, and the light will be waning and waning, getting darker and darker until we come to Friday, the 28th of February, and that's when we've got a new moon in the sign of Pisces. Pisces, where all the action is these days, much of the action is in Pisces because there are so many planets in Pisces at the moment, but we will have also a new moon in Pisces, so the sun and moon will come together exactly in line with each other, and we won't see the moon because the sun is so bright. And that will be at 9 degrees 40 minutes of Pisces. So that's a quiet time. It's a dark and time to withdraw and see what bubbles up from within. See what new intentions you might want to set for this lunar month, or if you're a Pisces sun, moon or rising person, for the whole year ahead, or in the Pisces area of your charts for the whole year ahead in that area of life. It's a great time to set an intention. And Pisces can be really imaginative and intuitive and connected to the unseen realms, to the energetic world, beyond the material world. So you could pay attention to your dreams and your intuition, even more so than usual with this new moon. And then on the Sunday or so, like maybe Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday, you might get a beautiful view of the crescent moon, the brand new crescent moon in the sky. And when you see that, that could be a good time to start taking action, some small steps at least, on your goals for that lunar month, for the lunar month ahead. And it is going to be interesting because after that Pisces new moon, with the next lunation, which will be the full moon in Virgo, we are into eclipse season, and there's going to be a lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo, and this eclipse is going to be visible in New Zealand after sunset, after moonrise of course, and visible in some parts of Australia. In the eastern side you might see the last part of the eclipse after your moon has risen there. So eclipses bring sudden changes, especially with a lunar eclipse, endings that can seem fated, like the universe has stepped in to steer your life. You might not feel like you really chose whatever happens. Fate is stepping in. And the idea is that this is where your soul wants to go, or it's something that your soul needs, and that change is supposed to happen. And it can really push us along on the journey that our soul wants to go on. And then 2 weeks later, when we have the new moon, we're going to have a solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. And this one won't be visible in the Southern Hemisphere, but a solar eclipse will affect us anyway, with some kind of fated or destined feeling new beginnings. So exciting stuff coming up. But right now, going back in time, the new moon in Pisces is what we're having this week. And Pisces, I'm going to be talking about it a lot because there's so much going on in Pisces, and the new moon is a big part of that. And looking there at the lunar month of Aquarius that we're coming to the end of, and you can see down the bottom, I know I've got the sample sign over it, the moment when Mars turns direct, that I'll be talking about soon. And then we're going on to the lunar month of Pisces, represented in the Australian edition of the calendar with a bottlenose dolphin joyfully leaping into the air, so mystical and magical. And in the New Zealand calendar, Pisces is represented by the demoiselles fish, the way they school together, so beautiful in their colours, and all part of that Neptunian ocean world. Okay, and you can see that lunar month of Pisces laid out. Now see the pink lines there under most days of March and February and that lunar month. That is Venus going retrograde. We're coming out of Mars retrograde, but we're going into Venus retrograde. And then when it comes to the 15th, just after the full moon, you can see the yellow lines there. We've got Mercury going retrograde. So much retrograde energy, and then so much energy that's just bringing out all these changes in life as well. And looking now at this week's aspects and transits. So I've highlighted the important ones because it is a week with a lot of big things happening. As I've been talking about, becoming exact, on Sunday the 23rd of February, we've got Neptune conjunct the North Node, and they're just sitting together for quite a while. Both of them move slowly. It's a big deal, that one. They became exact, the true node, in early February, and this is the mean node. We're under an energy where we can be really visualizing and imagining a future destiny that we would like to move towards. And you can dream big and you can dream wildly and creatively. That's that Pisces energy allows that, and the North Node is about looking towards the future. What would your soul absolutely sing with joy and feel wonderfully connected to the universe if you were doing whatever it is, or experiencing whatever it is you imagine you'd love to do? And you can look ahead to the next 18 years or so before they come into conjunction again. Okay. Then on Monday, the 24th of February, big day Monday, yes, Mercury is trine to Mars in the morning. And then later on Monday, Mars goes direct after 2.5 months of retrograde. And it's really cool that comes with a trine with Mercury. And there's a lot of Mercury stuff happening this week, with Mercury going through Pisces and hitting off all those points in the Pisces area of the sky. That's happening at the moment. Okay, so that lends some really good communication and thinking and planning and analysis, research, with that Mars turning direct moment. Okay, but then we've got a heavier energy late on Tuesday, early Wednesday, with Mercury coming into conjunction with Saturn. So Saturn is about where we need to be serious and grow up and be an adult and take our responsibilities and duties seriously and show up diligently to the work that we need to do. And that could feel to Mercury likes to be very quick and light-hearted often, with wit and banter and new ideas, zing. And Saturn can bring a heaviness to that. However, it's a good energy for practicalities. Okay. On Thursday, the 27th of February, Mercury is sextile to Uranus. So that is a good one for ideas, and definitely zingy ideas, because Uranus is like even bigger, grander ideas than Mercury. And then on Friday, we've got that new moon in Pisces, really cool new start. And then on Sunday, Venus turns retrograde just after Mars turning direct. Less than a week later, Venus goes retrograde, and we'll be reviewing relationships, money, pleasures in life. And then on Sunday, Mercury is conjunct the North Node, and Monday, Mercury conjunct Neptune, as the North Node and Neptune are so close together. And there are there's so many new starts. No, what? More than 4. There are so many new starts this week, because anytime we have a conjunction, that represents the start of a new cycle. And Mercury going through is touching Saturn. New start with Mercury and Saturn. New start with Mercury touching the North Node. And a new start with Mercury with Neptune. Be imaginative and be practical. Neptune, Saturn. Think of new ideas and notice what comes up. Mercury doesn't love being in Pisces, but it can help us to express our dreams, express our imaginative, intuitive ideas. So look for opportunities to do that. Okay. And looking at the main events, I actually haven't done all of them because there's so many of them. Okay, the stellium in Pisces. The stellium is a lineup of many planets, usually 3, 4 or more. And there's so many big important ones in Pisces at the moment, with Neptune, Saturn, huge players. They are slow moving, and to have both of them in Pisces is a big deal. We've had it for the last 2 to 3 years, but now we've also got the North Node in Pisces, which is now where can I see? Oops, gone too far. No, you're not seeing my mouse, but anyway, top right hand corner there, the lunar nodes, that is about the North Node being in Pisces. That's once every 18 years, and so that's a big deal to be having those 3, because they are all slow moving. And now we've got the Sun in Pisces, Mercury's in Pisces, Venus isn't there now, but Venus is going to retrograde back into Pisces, and the new moon in Pisces at the end of this week. Okay, so there, North Node conjunct Neptune on Sunday. I've talked about this a lot. Imagine what you want for the future. Visualize it. Feel it through your whole body. Talk about the details. Get yourself all excited by it. Okay, and then Mars turns direct on the 24th of February. Where you have been wanting to take action over the last 2.5 months, and it hasn't really been happening, or it's been very slow and stilted, and there's been blocks and things to review and go back over in the last 2.5 months. Mars will now be going direct, and at least in that area of your chart, wherever Cancer is, and then later Leo, that can move forward now. Mars has been retrograding in the area of my chart to do with my children. And of course, as I said last week, my kids have moved out from home now, and I am cleaning out because I'm moving house and going through, oh my goodness, all the stuff they have collected over the years. There's so much going back over that Mars retrograde, revising, and I'm just finding these things from years ago. That's a very Mars retrograde in the 5th house, where my children are, to be going back over those things. So there'll be something for you that has been revised over the last 2.5 months, and I hope now, and I'm sure now, that you'll be going forward with more clarity after the 24th, and with a slow start. Okay. All right. So again, Mars is the ways we take action and drive forward and fight for what we want in life. Okay. And then we've got Venus retrograde, and that is starting on Sunday the 2nd of March, and it's right until mid-April. And with Venus retrograde, so it's currently in Aries, and in Aries, Venus is bolshy, smart-mouthed, assertive. And then in Pisces, Venus is dreamy and romantic. But anyway, so Venus retrograde. This is a time to review your one-to-one relationships, how you connect with another person in that one across the table from the other one. So this can be a close friendship, any kind of partnership, whether that's in business or in pleasure or romance, or your but it tends to be your committed partners, the ones you've made a commitment to for the long term. Okay, this is coming up for review over the next 6 weeks. Okay, and in general, Venus is all about how we connect with others, how we seek balance, to balance and be in harmony, and where one is up, the other one goes this way, and then you're always trying to come back into balance. That's what Venus tries to do with charm, with diplomacy, with acts of sweetness, with the intention to achieve strong partnership. That's what Venus is about. Venus is also about the pleasures of life on earth, sensual pleasures. The pleasures of what we can see, feel, touch, taste, experience with our bodies. Venus is very earthly, the earthly delights, and that includes what we have. Okay, so this is why Venus, as well as relationships, is also about money. Venus is about what we believe we deserve to have and what we want to have. And we will be reviewing that as well over the next 6 weeks. So I've been thinking about how I can bring the energies of this week into some kind of synthesis. And I do think it is a really big week of new beginnings. We've got the new moon in Pisces, which is the start of a lunar month and the start of a year with that Pisces energy, wherever it is in your chart. But that Neptune North Node conjunction, that's an 18-year new start. And then there's Mercury, which is a 1-year new start because Mercury zips around in a year. Well, it zips around the sun 3 times a year, but it appears to us to go around once a year around the zodiac signs. Okay, Mercury's conjunct Saturn, and that's a big planet, the North Node and Neptune, and all of those represent new beginnings. Okay, and sure, we've got the backwards energy of Venus retrograde, of Mercury retrograde coming up, and just coming out of that Mars retrograde energy, so we're still in that really slow time following that. So what I've been thinking about is that some of those new starts might be really out there new starts, really outside of your comfort zone new starts, or new starts that are something you've really never maybe even thought of before, especially with that North Node energy and Neptune. That's otherworldly. And it's a good thing, I think, that we have got the retrograde energy, because it means that we don't rush into things so much. Like, yeah, get going on your new starts and expect that you'll be revising the new starts with Venus and Mercury and their retrogrades. But yeah, I think big, think like really outside the box, outside the normal reality that you normally would think about. So we're coming up to the new moon in Pisces. Let's have a look at that new moon chart and all the interesting stuff going on. You can see there the sun and the moon together in the sign of Pisces at 9 degrees and 40 minutes. They are exactly conjunct at that point, 9 degrees and 40 minutes. And we won't be able to see the moon because it's right together with the sun, and that represents a new start of a lunar month. And also a new start for the year, because it's the only new moon that we'll have this year in Pisces. There's always one of each sign per year, except when there's not, but that's unusual. We've only got one in Pisces. So make some wishes, set some intentions, allow some dreams, because Pisces is really dreamy. And take note of what your intuition is telling you. Okay. Exciting things with this new moon is that this new moon will have Mars newly direct. You can see it at the bottom of the chart at 17 degrees of Cancer, where it's going to be staying for a while because it's really slow after it's just turned around. But with this new moon, that's a new start where we can be starting to capitalize on whatever we learned during that Mars retrograde, because it's going forward now. And we can also see Venus there. So Venus is in Aries. If you look right to the left in Aries, Venus at 10 degrees 45 of Aries, just about to turn around and go retrograde. Okay, so like I said, this new moon is leading us into a review time, okay, as well as new starts with Mars. Okay, and there you can see part of the whole energy of the sky that's setting the tone for the next month, lunar month, but also for the next 6 months leading up to the full moon in Pisces later in the year. We've got that stellium in Pisces with all those planets there, making that Pisces energy really powerful with the intuition, the imagination, the flow, and also the tendency to be confused and to get lost and to lose sight of the facts and to be taken for a ride and to feel like we're flip-flopping around. That can happen as well. Okay, great for imagination, intuition, and creativity. Not so good when you want to be solid, real, and factual. Except that because Saturn's there, that helps. So all of that is feeding into this energy of this lunar month in Pisces. Okay, and the new moon comes with a square to Jupiter, and a square can be an aspect of tension and challenge, but Jupiter is the great benefic, and it tends to give us some good things, even when there's a square aspect involved, and that is strong with the powerful new moon. Okay, and Jupiter is strong because it has recently turned direct. So we could find that there's something challenging that does help us feel expansive and optimistic, lucky and confident, and bring some blessings with this new moon. So if you do notice anything like that, that could be that Jupiter square to the new moon influence. And as well as that, there's other stuff going on. Oh man. Okay. So we've got also with this new moon, with Mars recently going direct, it's coming up to a trine with Saturn, and it's already had one when it went retrograde past Saturn, and now it's coming forward again. So it was trine Saturn on the 10th of February, and that is going to become exact again in April, at the same time as Saturn is exactly sextile to Uranus. So we've got a mini grand trine there that's influencing this new moon, and this is quite a longer term thing. Like that, Saturn and Uranus, they're going to be connecting with each other quite a few times, bringing, okay, so Uranus is like brand new, crazy, innovative ideas, like sciencey, science fiction-y ideas that we're getting so much of these days with everything going up and up with technology and communications and telecommunications. Saturn's going to help. A sextile is an aspect that helps things work out, that it makes things easier to sort things out. And Saturn, as I've said, is serious and practical and good at structure and boundaries. And so some of these new crazy innovative ideas from Uranus are going to be helped to be real and practical and realistic with Saturn there. And all of this is playing into that new moon. There we go, everybody. Thank you for watching and listening. Please like, comment, or subscribe if you liked this content to encourage me to keep going, because I'm recording this even in the middle of an absolutely crazy time of moving house. Who knew it would take so long? I guess everyone does tell you that it's a big job. Anyway, it's nearly done. And yeah, I hope it's a good week. It's very interesting astrology, as I keep saying, that we're living through, and enjoy imagining what you might want to bring in your life with those wild and out there new beginning energy that we're in. Okay, remember to order a calendar if you'd still like to get one, and that's all from me. Bye for now. Hei konara.